You've recently announced a commitment to greener retailing, so what does that mean exactly?
Well, we're very aware of the fact that to get the lowest carbon impact of a building, you have to totally understand how it's occupied and liaise closely with occupiers. And future energy usage in the retail sector is very much determined by the initial fit out by retailers. So we've produced this retail fit out guide, and we've already had some very positive feedback.
And what about in offices? Is it very different?
Similar approach. There, of course, we do more in terms of fitting out the space. So we're concentrating on how the space is actually used. And we've spent time with a number of our occupiers in London, entered into a memorandum of understanding about how we can manage the building more effectively. They can communicate about their usage to reduce energy consumption. And we've had some real wins.
And in terms of your development programme, you've just launched one new change. So was there innovation used in terms of sustainability there?
Absolutely. People talk about one new change because of its aesthetic impact, and people look at the glazed elevations, they look at the colouring on the elevations. It's partly aesthetic, it's partly about reducing sun glare. But even going down to the structural foundations of the building, they are actually energy piles. They're a ground source for heating and cooling. And amazingly, we've had somebody who's even offered to buy the structural piles off us because they are a source of renewable energy.
And in terms of developing your existing portfolio and redeveloping it, what innovation might you introduce there?
Well, I think it's very hard to prejudge where innovation is going to come. We like to be at the forefront of what's happening in the sector, and we have been with ground-sourced heating and cooling. I think the trick is for us to stay open to new innovation.
So how green would you say your portfolio is at the moment, and what's your aspiration?
At the moment, we've got a range of old and new buildings across the portfolio, so there will be quite a spread of energy performance. But what really matters is that we've set a target for the whole business of reducing our carbon impact by 30% by 2020. And we think that gives the business real competitive advantage. It's important to the local authorities who we work with. It's critical to a number of major corporates, so if we don't get it right, we won't get the lettings that drive value, and increasingly we're seeing that it matters for shareholders. So one of the leading analysts in the sector from JP Morgan Cazenove recently put out a note where one of the criteria for assessment of businesses was about how they performed on environmental criteria, and we came out top of that assessment.